Okay.
We're going to be live, so take it away whenever.
Good evening, those of you joining us in real life and those of you joining us virtually, and welcome to the 2023 Poudre School District Knowledge Bowl Championship. Tonight, we have teams representing Fort Collins High School, Fossil Ridge High School, Poudre High School, and Rocky Mountain High School. My name is Adrian Flicht, and I will be your host for this evening. Tonight's judges are experts in a variety of content areas and all members of Poudre School District. As they appear in my program, starting first with our science teaching and learning expert, Laura Grissom. A round of applause to make her welcome, please. Our social studies teaching and learning facilitator, Scott Van Tadenhove. One of our literacy teaching and learning facilitators, Jenny Putnam. And our mathematics teaching and learning facilitator, Kelly Shank-Slavic. The three people you see in front of them, between the judges and myself, are very important tonight. They are Michelle Lay, Beth Nees, and Emily Vangermeersch. They'll be running the buzzer system and timing each question to keep us between the lines. The four of us will work together throughout the competition. They will tell me which team has buzzed in, stop me, if needed, before I jump into the next question, and keep this train on the tracks. Finally, Melinda Suris and Susan Thomas are our scorekeepers at the far end of the table. Thank you for this, Please give one more round of applause for all of our staff support helping us make this work this evening. Coaches this evening for Fort Collins High School, Ryan Bishop. From Fossil Ridge High School, Katie Rude. From Poudre High School, Christy Bibby. And from Rocky Mountain High School, Ben Johnson. A round of applause for them. The team that wins tonight's championship will host the Traveling Knowledge Bowl Trophy at their school until next year's 2024 Knowledge Bowl Championship occurs. At this point, we'd like to go across the board in order and have each of you introduce yourselves and say what year you are in school. Starting, please, with our farthest left from Collins.
My name is Kitson Broadbelt. I am from Fort Collins, and I'm a senior.
Thank you.
Christian Grundyke, senior at Fort Collins High School.
I'm Kira Wolf, a sophomore at Fort Collins High School.
Nick Smella, sophomore at Fort Collins High School.
Jacob Berzik, Fossil Ridge High School, junior.
I'm Ohm, I'm a junior at Fossil.
I'm Gavin, I'm also a junior at Fossil.
I'm Sophia, I'm a senior at Fossil.
I'm Parker Valesky, I'm a senior at Poudre.
I am Owen Johnson, and I am a junior at Poudre High School.
I'm Kinsey Myrick, and I'm a junior at Poudre High School.
I'm Quinn Blumenthal, and I'm a junior at Poudre High School.
Ian Colson, I'm a junior at Rocky Mountain High School.
Heath Wolfing, junior at Rocky Mountain High School.
I'm Connor Ackerfield, a junior at Rocky Mountain High School.
I'm Tyson Bala, a sophomore at Rocky High School.
Excellent. Thank you, and again, welcome. There will be a total of 4 rounds tonight with 30 questions per round. Substitutions for the team can be made after 15 questions have been asked in each round. I will mention when we have reached our 15th. Play will pause for a minute or two at question 15 to allow teams and coaches to discuss and implement any substitutions if they wish. Before I move on to question number 16, I will announce the current score for the TV audience and ask subs to introduce themselves if they have joined. We'll take a stretch break between each full round with a longer half time between rounds, a stretch break between each full round with a longer 10-minute break between rounds 3 and 4. Unless there are any other questions, we will get down to business, starting with oral round 1. Question 1. The Olympic decathlon winner is a descendant of the British physician who discovered the smallpox vaccine.
Jonas Salk.
Incorrect. No other buzzes. The athlete is Caitlyn Jenner. Who was the physician?
Anthony Jenner.
Incorrect. The Olympic decathlon winner is a descendant of the British physician who discovered the smallpox vaccine. The athlete is Caitlyn Jenner. Who was the physician?
Jonas Jenner.
Incorrect. No other buzzes? And we've reached our time? Correct answer is Edward Jenner, Dr. Edward Jenner. Question 2. This is a paper and pencil question. Fully factor x squared minus 13x minus 30.
X minus 15 and x plus 2.
That is correct. Question 3. An airport in France is named after which former leader who fought...
Charles de Gaulle.
That is correct. Question number 4. This major cultural and historical site in Istanbul, Turkey, was originally built...
Hagia Sophia.
Outstanding, that is correct. Well done. Question number 5. Who did Robin Hood love?
Mary.
I'm going to that is not correct. That is not correct.
Mary Beth.
That is not correct.
Lady Marion.
Do you hear that better on the... Could you please repeat your answer? I'm sorry.
Lady Marion.
That is not correct. Who did Robin Hood love? Or have we exceeded our... No other buzzes. So who did Robin Hood love?
Mary Kate.
That is not correct. That's it. Maid Marian. Maid Marian. Question 6, a paper and pencil question. When 27 to the negative 2/3 power is added to 25 to the 3/2 power, no other buzzes. What is the resulting sum in lowest minimum number format?
$134.
Incorrect.
125
Looking for confirmation from the math judge? That is incorrect.
$1,126. 1,126
That is not correct. That is all four? The answer, math judge, to confirm, I wanted to make sure on the format, it is, can you speak it so that I don't misspeak it?
It's 125 and 1/9.
And 1/9. Perfect. Thank you. Question number 7. Its logo is an eye. Walter Cronkite and Dan Rather have been past news anchors.
CBS.
That is correct. Question number 8. The same year that Robert F. Scott and 4 companions reached the South Pole, China became a republic and the Titanic went down.
1911.
That is incorrect.
1912.
That is correct. As younger people began to question how society was running and developing concern on many topics, from environment to the conflict in Vietnam, which type of songs became popular?
Folk?
That is correct. One of my favorite genres of music. Well done. Question number 10. What is a form of alternative dispute resolution, ADR, that provides a binding decision outside of the court's call?
Adjudication.
That is incorrect.
Settlement?
That is incorrect.
Compromise.
That is incorrect. Is it proper to reread because we've only had the 3? Yes. Okay, thank you. What is a form of alternative dispute resolution, ADR, that provides a binding decision outside the court's called?
Local agreement.
That is incorrect. That is 4. Answer is arbitration. Question 11 is a paper and pencil question. What is the range of the function y equals 2 cosine 3x?
-2 to 2.
That is correct. I had to read and think. Thank you. Next, we have a stand-in question, a replacement question, I apologize. What species of great ape's DNA is estimated to be 99.
Chimpanzee.
That is correct. Question 13. What word after the word after completes an expression that describes the fiery streak seen behind military jets that is
Afterglow?
incorrect?
Burner.
That is correct. Question 14 is a paper and pencil question. A bag contains 2 cubic feet of mulch. How many bags would you need to cover a 600 square foot garden?
$50.
That is correct. And yes.
And did that answer need units?
He asked how many bags.
Okay.
That's not a unit that I would necessarily care about.
Satisfactory? Question 15. I believe that last one was all the more impressive because you didn't even have the last dimension. So, question 15. In what city is the famous Raleigh Tavern?
London.
Incorrect.
Raleigh, North Carolina.
Incorrect. Where Washington and Patrick Henry, among others, met before the Revolution.
Philadelphia.
Incorrect. In what city is the famous Raleigh Tavern where Washington and Patrick Henry, among others, met before the Revolution?
Boston.
Incorrect. That's 4. Correct answer is Williamsburg. That is the first 15 questions in round 1. We can make substitutions or adjustments as you see fit, effective immediately.
Let's do it quick. That's the only break we're going to do.
Sorry. Please be prepared to introduce yourself. Good. Welcome back to the second half of round 1. We do have some substitutions. If your team substituted, if we could work from my left to my right, please introduce yourself and say what year you are in school.
I'm Grayson, and I'm representing Fossil. Oh. I'm a sophomore.
Thank you.
I'm Levi. I'm a junior at Rocky.
Okay, thank you. Welcome.
I'm Zeke, and I'm a junior at Rocky.
Thank you.
I'm Daniel, and I'm a junior at Rocky.
Thank you. Welcome to our substitutions. Welcome back to the second half of round one. Score on the board, and we will move on. Question 16. This Central European nation became independent in 1993, 45 years after it was...
Slovakia.
That is correct. Question 17. Marsh gas, given off in bogs and swamps, is mostly made up of which hydrocarbon?
Methane.
That is correct. Well done. Today, Olympic winners receive gold, silver, or bronze medals. Olive branches or wreaths from what other plant was
Olive tree?
Incorrect.
Laurel tree.
That is correct. In the sentence, by next week, I will have read 4 of the books on our required reading list. What verb tense?
Go ahead.
Subjunctive.
Incorrect.
Future?
Incorrect. Incorrect. I joked.
Future perfect?
That is correct. Question 20. When actors break the wall that has
The fourth wall.
That is correct. It amazes me when you all do that. 21. If you want to change your digital camera setting for this, you'll have options typically in values of 100 times a power of 2. What setting allows a digital camera to change its sensitivity to light?
Aperture.
Incorrect.
Exposure.
Incorrect.
ISO?
That is correct. Which cabinet department is responsible for producing nuclear reactors for the U.S. Navy?
Department of Energy?
That is correct. The ships Monitor and Merrimack
Ironclad.
Incorrect.
Hampton Roads.
Incorrect. In which war?
American Civil War.
That is correct. Panama disease wiped out much of this crop, nearly causing the extinction of the Gros Michel variety, so that the Cavendish became the dominant variety.
Bananas?
Bananas, that is correct. It started as a stick for kids to run around on and ended up with body, legs, and curved base to move back and forth. Young Queen Victoria loved what class...
A rocking horse.
A rocking horse, that is correct. Because he was persuaded that the results of scientific research should be freely available to all mankind, what scientist refused to receive any money for his discovery of...
Niels Bohr.
That is incorrect.
Nobel.
Incorrect. Of the high-energy photons that enable physicians to see inside the human body. So we'll start with the second read. Because he was persuaded that the results of scientific research should be freely available to all mankind, what scientist refused to receive any money for his discovery of the high-energy photons that enable physicians to see inside the human body?
Mr. Curie.
Incorrect. Okay, so we're good. Answer is Rontgen, Wilhelm Rontgen. 27. The Battle of Marathon was the turning point in world history. The Persian army was the losing side. Name the winning.
The Greeks.
That is correct. 28. Shakespeare killed off a lot of characters. Which character was stabbed through a curtain in Hamlet?
Polonius.
That is correct. Geoffrey Chaucer's characters made a pilgrimage to what town?
Canterbury. Canterbury.
That is correct. Question 30, the last of the round. Ornithology. This diminutive songbird of Asia builds its nest in a large folded leaf. What bird sews the edges of the leaf together with spider webs and plant fiber like humans who sew professionally?
The silk weaver?
That is not correct.
Weaver.
That is not correct. Ornithology. This diminutive songbird of Asia builds its nest in a large folded leaf. What bird sews the edges of the leaf together with spider webs and plant fiber like humans who sew professionally?
Seamstress.
Incorrect.
Hammer.
I'm sorry, could you say again?
Hammer.
Incorrect. I believe that was 4. The answer is a tailor bird as we close round 1. A tailor bird. We will take a brief stretch break.
Yeah, stretch and change them out.
Substitutions, if you could introduce yourself from my left to my right, name, year in school, and thank you.
My name is Finian Frempstead. I'm a freshman at Collins.
My name is Noah Coleman. I am also a freshman at Collins.
My name is James. I'm a freshman at Fossil Ridge.
My name is Joseph. I'm a junior at Poudre High School.
Everybody's good? Okay, welcome to round 2. First question of round 2. What subgenre of fantasy fiction, characterized by violent, dystopian, and bleak subject matter, sets out to disturb?
Post-apocalyptic.
Incorrect.
Psychological thriller.
Incorrect. What subgenre of fantasy fiction, characterized by violent, dystopian, and bleak...
Lovecraftian.
Incorrect.
Modern.
Incorrect. And that was 4. Answer is grimdark. Grimdark. Question 2. Which blood type is the universal...
O positive.
Going to the judge. Accept that. Procedurally, I defer to the judge. I think we pause. Judge has said.
All right. Because the question was a general question, we are going to throw that out. We're going to say it's a poorly worded question and move on to the next one. Right. Thank you.
I will go to the first of my extra questions. Question reads as follows. What French astronomer cataloged star clusters and nebulae now called his objects?
Copernicus objects?
Incorrect.
Galileo.
Incorrect. What French is... Okay.
Lavalle.
Incorrect. So, but we've got 3 of 4. Okay. What French astronomer cataloged star clusters and nebulae, now called his objects?
Celestia.
Incorrect. That is all 4. Answer is Messier, Charles Messier. Question 3. Ken Burns is known for making what genre of...
Documentaries.
That is correct. Which author wrote nearly 100 books in his lifetime, including one that led to the passage of the Meat Inspection Act?
Upton Sinclair.
That is correct. He was honored on a U.S. stamp in 2008 and a space telescope in
Edwin Hubble.
That is correct. Number 6, a medicine that can be purchased legally without a prescription.
Over the counter.
That is correct. If the distance between 2 objects is doubled, how does the force of gravity...
Quarter as much?
That is correct. The angle of rotation per hour of this particular device, which is constant at any particular location, can be calculated from the formula 15 sine q, where q is the geographical latitude of the observer.
Compass?
Incorrect.
The Earth.
Incorrect. The angle of rotation per hour of this particular device, which is constant at any particular location, can be calculated from the formula 15 sine q, where q is the geographical latitude of the observer.
A magnetic oscillator.
Incorrect.
Clock.
Incorrect. That is 4. The answer is Foucault's pendulum. Number 9, tennessine is the heaviest member of this group. The light...
Fluorine.
Incorrect.
Halogens.
That is correct. Question 10. The standard version of this service only costs $62 million per use, but the company does offer discounts if more than one use is bought at a time. The service only offers delivery to 3 destinations.
Space travel.
Incorrect. LEO, GTO, and of course, Mars. Name this rocket whose heavy version...
Blue Origin.
Incorrect.
Artemis.
Incorrect. Launched a Tesla Roadster in space.
Falcon 9.
Incorrect. That's 4. Correct answer, SpaceX Falcon. Question 11. New insulin pumps are wonderful. Still, sometimes someone with diabetes may use which device that does require a finger stick to measure glucose levels?
Dexcom?
Incorrect.
Glucometer.
That is correct. Amazon.com lists this Rupai Kaur book as the best-selling book of 2017.
Milk and Honey?
That is correct. And worth the read. Question 13. This natural phenomenon is known as Hugo in southeastern Europe and Ghibli in Libya, is a major factor in the Aqua Alta tides experienced in Venice. The warm, humid wind that blows from Africa onto the northern Mediterranean and brings rain to southern Europe.
Monsoons.
Incorrect. Is called what? This natural phenomenon, known as Hugo in southeastern Europe and Ghibli in Libya, is a major factor in the Aqua Alta high tides experienced in Venice. The warm, humid wind that blows from Africa onto the northern Mediterranean and brings rain to southern Europe is called what?
El Nino?
Incorrect.
El Nino.
Incorrect. And that is twice through the question. So we're good? Okay. Answer is Sirocco. Question 14. On August 6th, 1965, Congress passed which piece of legislation aimed at
Civil Rights Act.
Incorrect.
War Powers Act.
Incorrect. At ending discrimination at the polls. On August 6, 1965, Congress passed which piece of legislation aimed at ending discrimination?
The Voting Rights Act.
That is correct. And question 15 in round 2. Disguised punishment. Almost 1 million Russians were sent every year during
The Gulag.
That is correct. That will take us to the halfway point in round 2. Substitute as you see fit. second half. If you are new, please introduce yourself, left working towards me. We got everybody? Okay. Well, let's go. Question number 16 says, what novel by John Steinbeck calls to mind the Old Testament account of the
East of Eden.
Incorrect.
Grapes of Wrath.
That is correct. This mountain is one of the taller mountains in North America. It was briefly named Mount Seattle Seahawks during their Super
Mount Rainier.
That is correct. By measuring the radioactivity left in recently discovered objects, their approximate age can be determined.
Half-life.
Incorrect.
Carbon dating.
Incorrect. Oh, we will accept. Okay. Excuse me. That is correct. My fat hand was over the third choice. Question number 19. In Lisa Genova's novel, Still Alice, a 50-year-old college professor is diagnosed with what illness that is more often associated with older ages?
Alzheimer's?
That is correct. What gale of charged particles forces comet tails to point away from the sun?
Solar wind.
That is correct. A devastating catastrophe in California in 1906 caused a lot.
Earthquake.
Incorrect.
San Francisco earthquake.
That is correct. This German mathematician developed a method of dividing a line segment into thirds to show.
Cantor.
That is correct. Well done. Excuse me. 23. Which U.S. military officer was indicted and convicted for his role in the Arms for Hostages scandal during the last few years of Reagan's second term?
Oliver North.
That is correct. In what present-day country did Ferdinand Magellan die?
Portugal.
Incorrect.
Argentina.
Incorrect.
The Philippines.
That is correct. 25 is a paper pencil question. At most, how many imaginary zeros could the polynomial 4x to the 7th power
Seven.
Incorrect.
Five.
Incorrect.
6.
That is correct.
One has to be real.
Question 26. What noun, starting with the letter Q, is defined as a traitor who collaborates with an enemy force occupying their country? Nobel? Okay. What noun, starting with the letter Q, is defined as a traitor who collaborates with an enemy force occupying their country?
Quasi-national.
Incorrect.
A quail.
Incorrect.
A quarter.
Incorrect.
We'll pass.
Thank you. That is 4. The answer is Quisling, Q-U-I-S-L-I-N-G. 27. The human body is quite a marvel of chemical engineering, but there are some glitches, such as hemoglobin, which does well enough in transporting oxygen, but which much prefers to transport what form?
Liquid.
Incorrect.
Carbon monoxide.
That is correct. Question 28. A group of 9 islands in the North Atlantic form what province of
Fungal.
Incorrect.
None of it.
Could you repeat your?
None of it.
Incorrect.
The Azores.
That is correct. 29. Which famous psychologist coined the terms introvert and
Freud.
incorrect? And extrovert. Which famous psychologist coined the terms introvert and extrovert?
Skinner.
Incorrect.
Maslow.
Incorrect.
Pavlov.
Incorrect. That was all 4 teams. Answer is Carl Jung. Question 30. What is the name of the candle holder that is used during Kwanzaa
Menorah.
Incorrect.
Mezuzah.
Incorrect.
Candelabra.
Incorrect. Celebrations. What is the name of the candle holder that is used during Kwanzaa celebrations?
Melilla.
Incorrect. That was 4. The correct answer to close out round 2, Kinara. Kinara. That will bring us to the end of round 2. Have any new additions, or do we just have familiar faces? Squared away, squared away. Okay, let's go. Onward to round 3. Starting number 1, question 1. A combination of the armed forces and the manufacturing sector. It was viewed as
Department of Defense?
incorrect.
The military industrial complex.
That is correct. Question 2. As part of a 19th century abolitionist movement, freed slaves went to Africa to establish a new free.
Liberia.
That is correct. Question 3. What is special about the numerical patterns on the right side of pi's decimal point?
It doesn't repeat.
That is correct. Question 4. This Texas town across the border from Juarez, Mexico,
El Paso.
Yes, that is correct. Out in a West Texas town called El Paso. Question 5. A German engineer invented an internal combustion engine that would run on cheap crude oil. We find what type of engine that is named after him in big trucks and many.
Diesel.
Diesel is correct. Question number 6. This measurement is included in weather forecasts and ignored by most. What can be described as the temperature where adiabatic cooling results in the initiation of condensation?
Dew point?
That is correct. Question number 7. A city of this type connects a minor economic area to the world economy. Cleveland, Ohio is an example. A ray of this type is very dangerous to humans.
Gamma.
That is correct. Question 8. What 1807 Act of Congress that generally stopped all trade
The Embargo Act.
That is correct. And to question 9. Likely the most well-known modern astronomer, he's the host of Star Talk.
Neil deGrasse Tyson.
Yes, and I can't help but hearing that name and smile. Question 10. Many don't know that this poet and intellectual worked for Oliver Cromwell at a time of great upheaval. Who was the author of Paradise Lost?
Fitzgerald?
Incorrect.
Milton.
Milton. John Milton is correct. Question 11. General Washington defeated General Cornwallis at the Battle of Yorktown. Who defeated Napoleon at the Battle of Waterloo?
Nelson.
Incorrect. Waterloo. General Washington defeated General Cornwallis at the Battle of Yorktown. Who defeated Napoleon at the Battle of Waterloo?
Washington?
That is incorrect.
John Smith.
Incorrect. Okay, that is 4. Answer is Arthur Wellesley, better known as the Duke of Wellington. I was thinking of the Duke of Earl. That is different. Question 12. In order to find the concentration of an unknown substance, Kendra slowly adds another solution.
Titration.
That is correct. Question 13, in quotations. Give me a firm spot on which to stand, and I will move the earth. A famous Greek mathematician is reported to have uttered this when the lever was invented. Name him.
Archimedes.
That is correct. Question 14. General Lew Wallace almost saw his military career end at this battle where confusing orders resulted in his men arriving at the front on April 6th after it was all over. Which Tennessee battle, also called the Battle of Pittsburgh Landing, was one of the bloodiest?
Antietam.
Incorrect.
The Battle Above the Clouds.
Incorrect. With 24,000 dead, General Lew Wallace almost saw his military career end at this battle where confusing orders resulted in his men arriving at the front on April 6th, after it was all over. Which Tennessee battle, also called the Battle of Pittsburgh Landing, was one of the bloodiest, with 24,000 dead?
Shiloh.
That is correct. Shiloh, the Battle of Shiloh. Question 15. South Korea does not have one of these systems, as it only has the National Assembly. Simon Bolivar's model government did not adopt this system, since it split the legislature in
Parliamentary.
Incorrect.
Bicameral.
That is correct. And that was awesome. That takes us to the halfway point in round 3. Substitute, if you will, and scratch paper as needed. Now we have new people? That's good. Thank you. We are on to question 16, the second half of round 3. Question 16 is a paper pencil question. In trigonometry, what is the value of the cosecant of a 30-degree angle in a right?
Two.
That is correct. Question 17. The tears, in quotes, of which creature represent insincere grief?
Crocodile.
Crocodile tears is correct. Question 18. The ecliptic is the apparent path of what among the stars?
The moon?
Incorrect.
Orbit.
Incorrect.
The sun.
That is correct. Question 19. It is the richest state in its nation, responsible for 40% of the GDP, much of it coming from the capital city with the same name.
Delhi.
Incorrect.
Mexico City.
Incorrect. I'll finish the read. The largest city in the southern hemisphere. What is the locomotive of Brazil? It is the richest state in its nation, responsible for 40% of the GDP. We do, okay. That's okay. Okay. I'll stop now.
That's your argument, because then they have.
I'm here to smile. I defer to an alternate question. I was reacting to the information we had real time, and I agree that that question changes. I agree with that. I will go to the question, the auxiliary question bank. It is about to come to you. Good? Love it. Question 19, round 3, as it appears. Which president coined the phrase United Nations?
Harry Truman.
Incorrect.
Franklin Roosevelt.
That is correct. We are on to question 20, which is a paper pencil question. Question 20 reads, find the derivative of the function f of x equals cosine x at x equals pi over 2.
-1.
Yes, that is correct. Question 21. It opened its first ever stock exchange in July 2000 on the heels of a historic trade agreement with the U.S. Name this country.
China.
Incorrect. And former U.S. bombing target from 19...
Japan?
Incorrect.
Korea.
Incorrect.
Vietnam.
That is correct. Question 22. The United States government spends money on many things, from roads and parks to the military, and of course, all the work of the three branches. It raises that money.
Taxes?
That is correct. Question 23. When George Seurat created his large painting, A Sunday Afternoon on the Island of Le Grand,
Pointillism?
That's great. When you try to do right and you stumble, my beard got in the way, and I'm sorry it didn't stop you. Thank you. Question 24. Similar sentiments. In quotations, it is contrary to the laws of God, nature, and the kingdom for any man to be his own accuser. This declaration by a 17th century British lawyer says basically the same thing.
Fifth Amendment.
The Fifth Amendment is correct. Question 25, faster. This musical term that begins with the letter A.
Accelerando.
Accelerando is correct. Question 26 is a paper pencil question. Question 26 reads, solve this equation. X minus the square root of x equals 90.
X equals 10.
Incorrect.
X equals 100.
That is correct. Question 27. In which book by Omar Khayyam does one read, the moving finger writes, and having writ moves on?
The sun also rises.
Incorrect. In which book by Omar Khayyam does one read, the moving finger writes, and having writ moves on?
The Life of Pi.
Incorrect.
"1,000 Nights in Arabia."
Incorrect. Good. Answer is the Rubaiyat. Rubaiyat. R-U-B-A-Y-A-T. Question 28. Who offered the thought experiment about a hypothetical cat?
Schrodinger.
That is correct. Before I was a teacher, I was a student of philosophy, and it makes me happy to read that with you. Question 29. This is a paper pencil question. It reads, what is the vertex of the parabola with the equation y plus 4 equals 3 times the quantity x minus 1, close quantity, quantity squared?
One comma 0.
Incorrect.
1, -4.
That is correct. And the final question of the third round, question 30. Digestion. Almost all of your food is digested and absorbed in which organ?
My answer is the small intestine.
That is correct. And that will close out question 30 of the third round. We have the total scores going into the final round, tight with 30 questions remaining. We will take a brief break.
Just a quick one.
Quick break.
If you were gonna-
Before we go farther, the energy of this room is always cool to me. I get to stand here and share this moment with you. Feel that and breathe that for a second. That's pretty neat. I didn't become a teacher until later, and it's fun, the learning part, the passion part. Thank you for sharing that. So let's do 30 more of these and do it well. It's cool. I got question 1, round 4. Ready? And we will proceed. Question 1 reads, what word indicates a point at which a function crosses an axis?
An intercept.
That is correct. Question 2. With what team did Babe Ruth begin his...
Boston Red Sox.
That is correct. And the problems that ensued afterwards. Question 3. What word meaning an unbeatable rival is also the name of the Greek?
Nemesis.
That is correct. Question 4. Which trailblazing American woman, the first female Cherokee leader, was the latest to be featured on a U.S. quarter?
Pocahontas.
Incorrect.
Susan B. Anthony?
Incorrect.
Sacagawea.
Incorrect.
We'll pass.
Okay. That's 4. This is a name to stack away, and it's also a legendary name. Mankiller. Wilma Mankiller. Question 5. In the fall of 2022, Phil Collins and his bandmates from which British band sold the rights?
The Who.
Incorrect.
Genesis.
That is correct. $300 million. Question 6. One character with this first name describes herself as a cat on a hot tin roof.
Elizabeth.
Incorrect. Another is a girl of the streets in a story by Stephen Crane. What's the common name? One character with this first name describes herself as a cat on a hot tin roof. Another is a girl of the streets in a story by Stephen Crane. What's the common name?
Jane.
Incorrect.
Anne.
Incorrect.
Lucy.
Incorrect. That's 4. Correct answer is Maggie. Question 7 reads, what is the first organ damaged by long-term alcohol?
The liver.
That is correct. Question 8. Question 8. Among the most characteristically national of American painters, which American painter excelled?
Norman Rockwell.
Incorrect. In color?
Andy Warhol.
Incorrect. Others? Composition and fidelity to nature. He painted the familiar piece called Snap the Whip.
Hudson.
Incorrect. Among the most, no rings? That was 3. Okay. Among the most characteristically national of American painters, which American painter excelled in color, composition, and fidelity to nature? He painted the familiar piece called Snap the Whip.
Thomas Cole.
Incorrect. That's 4. Answer is Homer, Winslow Homer. Question 9 in round 4. This religious center, initially dedicated to the goddesses Gaia, Themis, and Phoebe, eventually became the site where Apollo delivered prophecies through...
Delphi.
That is correct. Question 10. This World War I movie follows Steve and...
1917.
Incorrect.
All is Quiet on the Western Front.
Incorrect.
Casablanca.
Incorrect. As they infiltrate German lines, luckily, Diana has guided the team throughout, and her...
Wonder Woman.
That is correct. Question 11. Question 11. The volume of one of these equals 4/3.
Sphere.
That is correct. Question 12. What are the 3 possibilities for the number of points 2 lines in a plane can
One.
Incorrect.
0.
Incorrect.
0, 1, or infinite.
That is correct. Question 13. Nearly all states require that a driver show proof of purchase of what item?
Insurance. Car insurance.
That's correct. Thank you. Question 14 reads, what famous American orator gave the Cross of Gold speech?
Williams Jennings Bryan.
That is correct. And to close out the top half of round 4, question 15 reads, nearly all of a supernova's energy is dissipated in a stream of what uncharged?
Neutrons.
Incorrect.
Photons.
Incorrect.
Plasma.
Incorrect.
Neutrinos.
Neutrinos is correct. That closes us out of the top 15 in round 4. We have a score of 57, 64 with, amending. This just in. Poudre in the lead at 66, Fossil following at 64, Rocky at 62, and Collins at 57. This is our last chance for substitutions, positive affirmations, scratch paper, and breaks. Fifteen questions remain. We will start with number 16. Question 16 reads, what is the name of the effect that causes hurricanes?
Coriolis effect.
That is correct. Question 17, what did the Federalists agree to add to the Constitution?
The Bill of Rights.
That is correct. Question 18. Biologists divide muscle tissue into 3.
Skeletal, smooth, and cardiac.
That is correct. You only needed 1. That was awesome. Good work. Question 19. Its geographical features rise as high as 750 feet from the San Luis Valley to the southwest of the Sangre de Cristo Range in southern Colorado. What is this for?
Great Sand Dunes.
Indeed, that is correct. Question 20. Hemophilia is caused by insufficient amounts of these proteins.
Platelets.
Incorrect.
Hemoglobin.
Incorrect.
Cortisone.
Incorrect.
White blood cells.
Incorrect. The correct answer, clotting factors. Question 21. What do doctors call the flexible
Cartilage.
Incorrect.
Tendon.
Incorrect.
The spine.
Incorrect. Fibrocartilaginous tube that leads from the larynx to the lungs and branches to form the right and left bronchi. What do doctors call the flexible fibrocartilaginous tube that leads from the larynx to the lungs and branches to form the right and left bronchi?
Trachea.
Trachea is correct. Question 22. This government commission ensures that the products we purchase are safe and they're
The FTC.
incorrect.
The FDA.
Incorrect.
The Consumer Health and Safety Agency.
Incorrect.
The Better Business Bureau.
Incorrect. That's 4. Consumer Product Safety Commission. Question 23. They fashion hillocks known as cames and drumlins. They also carve U-shaped valleys. Name these.
Glaciers.
Glaciers is correct. Question 24 is a paper pencil question. Question 24 reads, what is the slope of the line going through the 2 points ordered pair 7, 1, and
Four-fifths.
incorrect. And -2, 3.
Two ninths.
Incorrect.
-2 ninths.
That is correct. We are approaching the final countdown with 25. Question 25 reads, what is the 2-syllable name for an encounter in which a space probe approaches but does not land on the surface?
Flyby.
That is correct. Question 26. Ice hockey is this country's most
Canada.
Incorrect.
Russia.
Incorrect.
Estonia.
Incorrect.
Finland.
Incorrect. That is 4. The answer is Latvia. Because of a Buffalo Sabres player that you did not yet let me name. So, 27 reads, the Dutch have used this fastest growing branch of energy production for
Wind.
That is correct. Question 28. 28 reads, this philosopher argued that he was there to reproach the government and make it better so that it should spare him. The government gave this man hemlock anyway.
Socrates.
That is correct. We have a tight race with 2 questions remaining. Question 29. 29 reads, the word fax came about from the fact that it made a copy of the original. What word is fax shortened from?
Faxophone.
Incorrect.
Faxation.
Incorrect.
Facsimile.
That is correct. Great work. And we have reached question 30. Question 30, final question of round 4. What is the scientific term for the total quantity of weight of organisms in a given...
Biomass.
Biomass is correct. And so that's the conclusion of round 4. We have a tie, and I don't know what happens next, so stay tuned. Okay. This is fantastic. Format will be the same. We're down to 5. I will read the number. Let's do it. Question 1 in our extra innings here reads, it is a channel or trough built to convey water. In fact, the Latin roots of the word mean
Aqueduct.
Correct. That is correct. Question 2. Devices in a nuclear reactor used to regulate the rate of nuclear reaction are called
Control rods.
correct. Question 3. From the mid-18th to the mid-19th centuries, what was the major industry in New Bedford, Massachusetts, which needed to switch to other incomes as new fuel sources became available?
Steam engines.
Incorrect.
Coal mining.
Incorrect. Correct answer, as I can count to 2, is whaling. Whaling. That's through 3. Our 4th question. Major General Leslie Groves headed this Army effort, the fruits of which were Fat Man and Little...
The Manhattan Project.
That is correct. And our final question, the 5th in this round. Though consumed in the Middle East for the last 4,000 years, it was virtually unknown in the U.S. until 1942, when the Dannon Milk Products Company was founded. Name this product created by lactic acid fermentation.
Hummus?
Incorrect.
Yogurt.
That is correct. That will conclude our bonus round and our competition. So, Poudre to the lectern, Poudre to the...
Yeah, I need, give me just a
Yep,
second.
yep.
All right, I'm gonna do a little protein. Enough to do it.
We need paper and everything off?
Paper.